Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigans. How are you guys doing today?
Good. I had fun in Demon's Run yesterday.
Oh, good. I'm glad someone did.
Very good. Very good.
Good. I saw your doodles that you did during Demon's Run. They were fantastic. I liked them.
Thank you, sir.
And then there were some other good things in the Hardcore Heroes art and memes thread. There's some barriers on just like a little tiny gate that I really appreciated. You'd have to scroll through that stuff to find it, but there was some good stuff there. What about you, Mark? How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. I went to sleep after Demon Runs, woke up doing Shenanigans. This is my life now.
It's not a bad life.
Wow.
You forgot the D&D bug.
Yeah. I think Neal's just bragging because it's all his shows.
Well, you'll just be slowly driven insane like me then. It's fine.
Fair.
It's fine.
Fair.
So, welcome to Shenanigans. You guys are hanging out in the tavern as I look for the dice to determine the population of the tavern. There are presently 100 people in here. It is crowded, but it is sort of a cold, wintry day. The winds are blowing, the temperature's dropping, and so everyone's sort of huddled up near soups and warm beers, keeping to themselves kind of quietly in this packed and sweaty lodge. It's humid. The sweat from people just evaporating into the air, giving it this mustiness. There's not a lot of movement, but the barmaids will be going back and forth, serving people here and there. Glibglob has an apron on because he keeps spilling food on himself and then licking it off of his fur, and it's really disconcerting. And so now he has an apron so he can just hold up the apron and lick it rather than, like, you know, bringing up his leg and licking himself like a dog. It's slightly more civilized. The three of you are gathered at a tiny table near the front door.
Nice.
What are you guys up to?
Oh, I'm having a meal. Just having a meal because I'm just making sure these two aren't going to like to hurt the nearby farms because they're monsters. Yeah.
What do you look like, sir?
I am an educated person who is a cleric of Terran, the god of farming.
Sounds like a monster.
Sounds like quite the monster. I agree. All right.
Farming is not monstrous.
So Marco is just there writing in his little book.
Yeah, Yonap has a big bowl of oatmeal. He's just eating it.
Okay.
No, just have a meal.
Alright. So you guys are just hanging out and snacking, doing your things. Nothing particularly
I don't really know these
going
people,
on.
so I just joined the table because it's so crowded.
Let's see. What's the conversation like at the table?
That doesn't work, does it?
There's no conversation. Everyone's
Not
sitting in
really.
silence, eating their oatmeal.
Marco's just writing poetry. He's just chilling.
What are you
What's
writing?
Words of beauty.
I'm gonna peer over it as words of beauty.
The pages are completely full with tons of words of poetry and everything, and the book is almost fully full.
Read me a poem, cowman.
Okay, let me find the proper page of poetry. The stars are bright, the blood is red. I bash them in their stupid head.
I like it.
Poetry.
Poetry.
You, sir, you seem to be listening. Did you like my poetry?
Yes, Mr. Minotaur, sir.
Keeps writing.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Minotaur.
Well, it's a slow evening in the tavern when the door opens and a woman walks in. dressed in nicer clothes, closer to like a merchant than a peasant, but definitely not like a noble. And she looks around with some hesitation at the overwhelming sea of fighters and clerics and wizards and rogues. And then the stench of all of these unwashed people hits her, and she kind of stands as if physically hit by it for a moment, wavering. The door shuts behind her, and someone comes over and like kind of kicks a bale of wound hay under the door to kind of keep out the chill breeze that flows through. She gently makes her way to the bar, tries to look over the huddled masses and get the attention of the bartender, Desmond, eventually doing so and falling into a hushed conversation with him. What are you guys doing?
Writing poetry.
I'm just sitting down eating. Just
Yonef stands up
tall.
and goes towards this round bale of hay on the ground in front of the door and takes it. Just puts it in his pack, whatever he's carrying. Takes the door.
Yeah, Desmond yells at you. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, Goblin, what are you doing? Put that back. That's there to keep the cold out. Don't steal my thresh.
Thresh? How much? I'll give you money for it.
No, put it back. It keeps us warm.
Name your price, sir.
30 gold.
I throw 30 gold on the counter.
You have 30 gold?
Yeah, dude. I'm level 2.
Desmond takes the gold, ignoring the woman in mid-conversation, walks over to the wall back here, and starts pounding on it. And then you can hear him call, Jackson! Jackson, get in here! And a few minutes later, a bleary-eyed young stable boy pops in saying, Hello, Desmond, what do you need? Desmond yells at him to go get some more thresh and bring it in to block the door. And then looks back over at the goblin with a confused, befuddled look and sort of shakes his head like, what the hell's this guy? Whatever.
Thank you for the deal, sir. This thresh will serve me nicely. I go back to my oatmeal.
Sure.
The goblin with money bright negotiates. It's quite the sight.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's my action.
The stable boy comes back, but with nothing in his arms, and heads over to Desmond. They chat for just a moment, and then Desmond looks up, looks over at you guys, and kind of waves the woman away and comes over to your table and goes, Guys, I need someone to do a job for me. I'll pay you 30 gold.
Okay, Desmond, what's up?
Apparently, we're out of straw. I know. Got nothing to feed the horses, got nothing to block the cold out of the place. 30 gold. Run down the road. There's a farm. Got lots of bales of hay. Get me some bales of hay. Bring them back.
Yeah, I'm
And
aware of
give
that
them to
farm.
Jackson. He'll handle the rest of it.
Yeah.
30 gold for straw is the deal.
Yeah.
The Minotaur takes a wooden straw out of his pack and hands it to him.
He breaks it. I said a bale. Many bales of hay. Not a single straw.
Rude man, but job will do.
We'll acquire the hay.
Yes.
Good. The woman comes over towards him, like desperately waving at him. He like waves her away again, and is like, "All right, well,
Yeah.
Up
let's
to?
go. Yeah, we're going.
okay." You guys can step out into the cold night. Evening. Okay. It is chilly. There's the occasional stiff breeze that blows through. The temperature is down near or below freezing. There's no one out in the streets. It's just sort of a desolate night here, or desolate evening here in Berkshire.
Alright, yeah, I know a good farm this way. As a cleric of the farms, they get me to bless them every now and then. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to walk slowly because goblins don't walk that fast.
I can walk fast. Faster than your mother.
My mother's dead.
I start writing that joke down in my book.
All right, you guys head down the road on this cold evening. You pass a few farms until you find the one that grows hay.
Mm-hmm.
I find the farmer. Hey.
Well, no one's out in the fields right now. You can see a light on in the farmhouse, kind of flickering, probably coming from the fireplace. The doors are shut. There's a little plume of smoke coming out of the chimney. But otherwise, it's just quiet and the sound of the wind. And of the goblin feet slapping on the floor. Do goblins wear shoes? Or are you barefoot?
Do goblins wear shoes? You're the
Oh,
dungeon
that's
master.
what I'm asking you.
Well, I wear shoes.
Okay.
I wear like weird mountain man shoes.
Okay. All right. You guys go up to the door and give it a knock, knock, knock. There's no answer.
Is there hay in the fields?
No.
Yeah, but it's like growing. You would have to harvest it and bundle it and bind it. It would be many days of work.
Okay.
Yeah, the lights are on. He should be home. Bang, bang, bang.
I'll open the door.
It
Don't go
opens
in.
very easily, and the sight before you is a bloody mess. There is the farmer, decapitated, lying on the living room floor next to the mutilated bodies of his wife and children. A large pool of blood surrounds them all. Their heads are nowhere to be
What's
seen.
happened here?
Blood so red, I believe they are dead.
Some good killing.
Impressive handiwork. It is art.
Really?
This is awful.
Yanapa's gonna step in, kind of looking around, admiring the handiwork.
What do you think?
Yes.
Macto is gonna like examine the bodies, see if he can determine any stab marks, anything like that. He's gonna examine the art.
Did you say stab marks or sad marks?
Examine the art.
The art.
Yeah.
Give me do you have some sort of artistic ability? Proficiency?
Let's see what I put here. No, I have mathematics and literacy, unfortunately. But he's a pretty good artist, to be fair.
Okay. Give me a literacy check.
I don't think I put any of the actual numbers here, though. So I don't know if it's supposed to be plus anything.
How do you have 18.91?
Oh, that's strength. Again, I just put the word literacy. I didn't actually set these up. I didn't think it would be relevant, okay? He's a Minotaur with literacy.
Literacy is based on intelligence. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
and then is there a base or an add?
No, there's no modifier to it.
Yeah, there we go, 25.
Okay, there we go. Yes, the blood speaks to you. It tells you that this was not business. This was personal. This man and his family have been brutally killed, their bodies left here for anyone to find, and their heads taken away. There is something foul afoot, and it's
Look
personal.
at this. The heads here, the bodies here. This was not merely a murder. This is art. This was an expression. They left a message for those to follow.
And what message is that?
He did not like them.
Oh. Let's go tell the sheriff.
Do I see any like tracks in the blood or anything like that? I have the Minotaur tracking stuff, so if I can, I think it's like 50% chance or something.
I do believe Minotaurs can track by smell at 50%.
And I did walk
Right.
in and do this, even on
did.
video. I did.
You did, yeah. Don't quite make me the tracking check yet. But I'd like to let you know that there is not a single footprint in the blood anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was
Nor
checking.
are there any bloody tracks anywhere. This is a very self-contained, almost elegantly self-contained murder scene.
Artistic, one would say. But are there like puncture wounds, slash marks? Like, what caused the blood?
Well, probably the decapitations, yeah.
Okay, but purely the decapitation.
You'd have to wander into the blood and roll the bodies over to make sure that there's no marks on their whatever side is facing the ground.
You gonna deface the art?
Well, more importantly, do you just
Okay.
want to get blood all over your
No,
feet?
okay,
I think he
wait.
cares
So
about
first, nobody move. And I start
Alright.
drawing the art first to like take a record of it, you know, just so that the art's not wasted.
I inspect the drawing to see how good it is.
Yeah, I don't think I have a drawing proficiency, but how would I roll to see how good I am at drawing this bloody mess of an art?
But I do have anatomy, so I can actually tell this sort of stuff.
Give me a non-proficient
Mathematics?
artistic ability check, which would be half of your charisma.
What if I draw it in a fractal design for math?
That doesn't change math to art. I'm sorry. There are maybe some ways in which math could become art, but sketching an existing scene is not one of them. Maybe if you're
Okay.
doing some like weird shit.
Okay, wait. What roll did you want? I was
half
trying
of
to think
your
about it and
charisma.
math it. Half my charisma. Okay.
Yeah.
Charisma is 8.
So D20 plus 4.
D20 plus 4.
Oh, so close.
It's so like you got the rough shape of things, but it's not particularly going to be useful for any purposes. Maybe very broadly useful, but you know, it's fine. Fine.
I have taken the art. Now let us examine the corpse.
Yeah, well, I can do that, much at least.
You gonna wade into the blood?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
All right, you wade into it, leaving big tracks behind you. You kneel down and flip over the bodies, and you find no other stab wounds or slash wounds or bludgeoning wounds. It is just the decapitations.
Okay, so judging by the angle of the blood and the heads and the corpses, does it look they were all killed from the same angle? Were they like running
Give
around?
me a CSI check.
That's a math check. That's angles and shit.
Just because you managed to work the word angle into a sentence doesn't make it mathematical in nature.
You watch CSI, they put like the angles and the rulers and the calculations. Like if you put a
You
meme
are
of this,
not
it
a
would be the woman
trained-
with the math behind her head.
You are not a trained crime scene investigator. You can go ahead and take a look at these things, and if you give me a wisdom check, we can judge maybe something about these things. But we're not going to get like blood splatter analysis out of you,
Right.
unfortunately.
All right, so that's D20 plus willpower then.
Yeah.
Okay. Should have went with math.
Yes, you can verify that these are real bodies and that they are dead. With that 23 anatomy check.
I am going to go to the pantry
Yes.
and inspect what they have to eat. Any snacky doos.
I joined the Goblin.
They
Smart
have
Goblin.
potatoes,
Ooh.
cabbage. They have 12 drying snakes on a line.
Oh.
They have something that is called powdered milk, but that doesn't make any sense because milk is a liquid, not a powder. So what the fuck are they talking about? And then they have onions and scallions and garlic.
These things are tall. Climb on my back if you wish to reach the snacks.
Okay, I'll climb on his back.
Yeah, you can't reach the shelves
okay.
otherwise.
So,
Okay.
Neal, what's the difference between like healing and first aid? First aid's just 1 point, but I've got healing, so I could know a bit more about the cut marks, right? Because if I've got a full-on healing proficiency, I know how to heal bodies much better than some of the first aid.
Yeah.
Are you trying to
got me
heal the
that far.
decapitated corpses?
I'm going to see a more CSIing up this stuff with some credentials, more than mathematics.
Math
Give
was
me-
the credential.
Give me a healing check to inspect the bodies.
Nah.
Excellent.
19. Nah.
The sight makes your stomach churn, and you have to look away before you can really make a good analysis.
All right.
Gotta avert your eyes before you blow chunks everywhere.
All
Is
right.
anyone a good chef?
No.
I am a master brewer.
Would you like to brew us some snake food?
Sure. I'll take down the dried snakes
Uh-huh.
and begin to brew them with my brewing proficiency.
Would you like to explain to me how you go about this?
You know, I start my brew and then I.
It's a
will,
trade goblin secret, to be
you know,
fair.
take my dried snakes and my powdered milk and I'll get them together and then.
So you're
I assist him.
mixing dried snakes and powdered milk with water, and then you're gonna let it ferment?
I will utilize my brewing proficiency.
In the middle of all of these dead bodies.
I'm guarding him.
I'm
He's a
half tempted
goblin.
to utilize some of their organs for
They're
this.
monsters, Neal. They're monsters.
What?
They were
Out of character, I'm
monstrous
angry.
before, but now they're monsters. Holy shit.
We're just
Okay.
Patient people.
Okay.
After his poem about blood, you didn't think...
I
Well-
suppose I didn't fill out what stat brewing proficiency is. Do you know that?
I will have to look it up.
Okay.
Brewing is intelligence.
Okay. And no adjustment?
No adjustment.
Okay. 23.
All right. You know what? You can do something with this.
Ooh.
You can make spiced goblin milk. It requires some sort of lizard, and a snake is close enough, and milk, and something with a little bit of a kick to it. And then a little bit of other stuff, and you can make it work.
Like garlic?
Hey, that's got a kick to it. There you go.
Okay. Maybe like
All right.
garlic scallion?
Sure. So you start mixing the powdered milk and the snake and the garlic together in a pot. And there's no water, so you're going to have to go out to the well to get some. And any good farm has a well.
I'll go
Okay,
back
can
to the
two of you just stay here? I'll go
No,
fetch the
I
sheriff.
leave and go to the well.
No, I mean, we can stay here on the farm in general.
I will assist you with anything you need to carry.
Flipping heck.
I am impressed by your trade. I want to see what you have made. I will help
Yeah,
you.
I just leave and try to find someone with a military uniform of some kind to take care of the crime scene.
You are not a very good party member. You're not helping us with our tasks.
Ah! And I just run off.
All right, you run off into the night away from the scene of murder while the Minotaur and the Goblin make
Buys the goblin milk.
spiced goblin milk.
Wonder how much this could sell for.
Yeah, how much does spice the goblin milk?
It is usually a
gotta be
prized
rare.
thing made amongst families and passed out between them. There's not usually a market for it because everyone just makes their own, you know? It'd be like, I can't think of any analogies that we in the modern age make just between ourselves at our house. Like, how much would your mom's quesadillas sell for? I'm sure your mom's quesadillas are great, but like, she makes them for you and for your family. She doesn't really make them to sell them, so there's not much of a market. But in theory, like, maybe you could sell them for something. Who knows? I think the bigger problem would be finding someone who wants to drink it.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, yeah, so I'll make that spice milk.
Okay. Isaac, you have fled the building.
I'm heading into town, but I know there's no town sheriff, but I know the Baroness has guards, so I'm going to go there, to the guardhouse at the estate. And
Okay. That's
with
going to
my
be a
laptop there.
couple miles hike through the night to get to the
as soon
Baroness's estate.
As soon
Do
as he
it, though.
leaves, I turn to the goblin with my high intelligence and say,
It's going to look pretty funny. This man fleeing the scene with all of this blood.
I go back to brewing.
That is funny.
Okay.
I love shenanigans.
So you get the water for the powdered milk and you mix the things together. And you set to the brewing process. Now, part of this means putting it over a bit of a fire to give it just a little heat before, make it warm enough at least that the right reactions can occur. You don't want it to boil, but you want it to get like warm. It's cold out. So there's still a fire going in the hearth. You can set this in a big cauldron over the fire, and you're gonna have to wait a little while for it to brew. So what are you guys gonna do while you wait for the brew?
I'm gonna go to bed.
You find a bedroom.
Young goblin.
Yeah.
There is one very large bed that looks like the whole family would sleep in. It is neatly made.
What did you say, Chip?
I asked if you knew any games that we could play. Maybe involving heads or blood. I don't know. What do we have on hand?
Yeah. I'll go with the blood. I suppose I'll just start putting my hands in the blood. start rubbing it on my face, and, making some face paints and over the Minotaur's face and start painting his face.
I like art.
Art.
James, a couple hours pass. It's difficult to find your way in the dark.
Murder! Bloody murder! Oh, by the way, since I do know all the farmers, what's the name of this the family name of this farm? So I can direct them to the farm.
These poor people are peasants. They only have first names. They are not.
Well, yeah,
they don't get
yeah.
last names.
I meant the owner's name, so it'd be like Bob's family or Bob's farm.
Yes. It is Matthew's farm.
All right.
Matthew's Burger Ranch.
That's a wheat farm. It's a wheat farm.
Okay, so I blind walked in to watch The Gentleman the other day in the movie theater.
Uh-huh.
And one of the main characters was named Matthew Burger.
Oh. Oh my
I was
god.
like, what?
That's a trip.
Yeah.
There's a 19th century political cartoonist called James Gilray as well.
Ah. All right, James. Not James. Isaac, you arrive at the Baroness's estate. There are two guards huddled in a little guard shack over a brazier filled with burning coals. They see you coming and still warming their hands over the fire. One of them grabs his spear, puts on his gloves, and jogs out to meet you. With the, hey, who goes
There's been a
there?
murder-
Hey.
Hey, I'm the clerk of farming. There's been a bloody murder at the Matthew farm. I know there's no sheriff, so who do I take this to? Because they'd like being heads removed and such.
Grumbles to himself and brings you over to the little shelter where the guy is and tells you to wait there with him and heads inside the
Yes, sir.
estate. And maybe half an hour later, out comes the... It takes a while. People are asleep. They're doing stuff. They got to put on their armor. They got to get their squires, get their horses. It takes time to get ready. But half an hour later, out comes a knight atop a horse, and he has two guards with him. The knight is wearing a breastplate made out of steel with brass or bronze chains mail for the limbs. Has an arming sword at its side. One of the men-at-arms has a bow and a quiver of arrows with a short sword. The other has leather armor with a spear. And they come up to you and ask you to show them the way to the Matthew farm. the Matthews farm because they don't know who this peasant is.
Yes. Yes, Kel. This way, Kel.
Okay. It'll take a couple hours to get back.
What time of day is it?
Well, it was evening, so they won't be back until well after dark.
Okay, so when the sun was setting, I wanted to like draw the sun, just the sunset.
You have drawn in blood?
Well, my face is no. I have inks and stuff, and maybe I could use the blood to like make it. You know the contrast between the ink and the blood to make the sunset look prettier.
So you use ink and blood to make your art.
On that one page, yes, not for everything.
Okay.
But like,
Does
obviously,
that mean
I know
you're
how this
using
works, so I
your
take the
quill
page.
to fill the quill with blood, or are you using your finger? What is your medium between the blood and the paper?
So like what I would picture, right? So while I'm sitting out there and seeing the sunset, I'd probably be drawing the sunset, but then I got blood on my face, there's blood everywhere. So I'd probably like, and like dip a little bit of blood and like take the paper alone so it wouldn't leak through all the pages and stuff. Cause you know, this is my trade almost, right? And maybe put a little bit of blood just kind of like around the sun as a bit of a glow, not like intense drawing of it. Cause I mean, I don't have a drawing proficiency. Let's be real here. We gotta be realistic. So yeah, just a little bit of extra red for the sunset, I would think. Without ruining the rest of the book. I would let it dry and all that, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I go show it to the goblin.
How does it look, Neal?
Give me give me a drawing check.
At advantage or something, considering he loves blood? I'm assuming the goblin loves blood.
Sure.
Because this is gonna be real bad.
Enjoy my blood.
Drawing blood is what, int?
That's gonna be a charisma check again, or a dexterity check.
Those are
Because
both
charisma
dumps.
is like, aesthetic and taste and that sort of thing. Dexterity is maybe manual manipulation.
Can it get a boost because of this spiced goblin milk?
Ooh.
Sure. Whatever you want.
Okay, so yeah.
Make
D20
any
plus-
check you want, man.
Math?
Anything.
Just
All right, math.
roll
Go
away.
ahead, make me a mathematics check for this.
All right. Drawing is mathematics, man. I don't know how much you know about art.
Not enough, to be honest. Yeah, it's a bloody sunset.
This represents the day.
Very nice. I'll sip some of my goblin spiced milk.
I think we're bonding. I like it.
How much goblin spiced milk did we acquire?
True.
Well, you had 7 snakes, so
Yeah,
you've got like a
12 dried snakes.
12. I'm sorry,
Wait, how
12
good
dried
is it?
snakes.
How
you
good is
have
it?
a cauldron. You've got on the order of like 5 or 10 gallons.
Oh,
It's a lot. How good is it? That's a
Yeah.
matter of taste. You're gonna need to just make me a grub skill check, or you can. Yeah, I think you're gonna need grub skill here.
All right. That's a 3d6 again, or
3d6. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a 3d8. Ah, panic.
Well, hey, that's still within.
3d6.
That's fine. Whatever. I was gonna say that first roll is still within the realm of 3d6. You didn't roll anything above a 6, so you can just keep the first one if you want, or not. I don't care.
As someone proficient in mathematics, that is not chill. But
Because
I'll
if
take
any
it
of
to make
those
it
had
better.
been a 7 or an 8, then they would have to be re-rolled. But since they're not, that was the equivalent of rolling 3d6. It didn't change your probability of rolling well.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter. Pick one of
Mathematically
those
works
two
out.
and roll it.
All right, I want this milk to taste good. All right, so I'm gonna say I'll stick with that first one because it's some
Okay.
delicious goblin steak milk.
This is delicious. We can share it to the people who come with our friend.
yes, whatever's left, and I'm gonna pour some into a bowl and then like start to take off my shoes and put my feet in it.
So there's these 2
You gotta soak your
monsters
feet
at
in
the
it, you know.
farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came with me from Shenanigans to carry some hay, and we discovered the murder scene. They might look monstrous, but they're not the ones who were murdered. They're with me in Shenanigans before we found the bodies.
Can I be like
real
sitting on the
culprits are
roof
out there,
waiting?
Sir Knight.
It's a really cold night, and the roof is thatch. I'm a little worried if you sit on the roof, you'll just fall through.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So Yo Nappa has his feet in the spicy goblin milk. And Mateo Marc
Nailed it.
is chilling somewhere when the door is opened by a knight
Goodness. What's
with
up?
his sword drawn. He takes a step in. He sees the goblin covered in blood. He sees the bloody footprints everywhere, including going out towards the front door. The Minotaur is there with a bloody sunset, also covered in blood. We roll for initiative.
So
He's
not-
coming for you.
They're not,
As he enters,
they're
I
not the
turn to him and I
culprits,
say,
Sir Knight.
Goblin spiced milk?
So we're drinking milk, and I say, hey, and he...
Imagine this from the NPC's point of view, guys.
Who's been warned?
I'm just gonna tell you a story.
This
Okay.
is so unreasonable.
You wake
This
up.
is very unreasonable. This is
Attack us with
this is some bear.
You have gone to bed early because it's a cold, bitter night. You curl up with your wife in front of a fire, and just as the two of you are drifting off to sleep, a servant knocks on your door and says, "Excuse me, my lord. There's been a murder and we need you to go investigate it because there's no sheriff." You start to get up and your wife says, "Sweetie, it's late. Can't it wait till morning?" And you know that it can't. So you get up, you send your squire to go get your armor. You have some people help you put it on. You go out to your horse. A groom has been woken and is like, slowly putting on this stuff. You head outside and there's this like farming cleric who tells you that there's been a murder. And you're like, okay, fucking, what's that? A peasant farm, whatever, we'll go do this. You got your men at arms. And on the way, the guy's like, by the way, I know some of the people that are in there right now, they didn't do it. You're like, okay, fine,
did say-
whatever.
Well,
Goblin
he
and a
specified.
Yeah, he says
specified.
Goblin and Minotaur. Sure.
Yeah, which
From
is very
Shenanigans.
specific to find in a room.
Absolutely, yeah. Goblin, Minotaur from Shenanigans, they didn't do it. You're like, fucking murders, Shenanigans, the people that go in and out of there are fucking psychopaths. Do you know how many murders have occurred because of the people at Shenanigans? Do you know the things that they bring to you? They wanted to put a goblin as mayor just like last week. It's insane what those people are up to. So you get to this farm and you hear that there's been a murder, and then you notice these bloody footprints walking out the front door, and you pause to take a look at them. And,
I walked in there to check the bodies, but obviously they're well beyond healing, sir.
right. And then you open the door and step in, and what you see is that there's these decapitated bodies, this huge pool of blood, and then tons of tracks through them. There's something on the fire. There's a goblin with his feet like in some sort of thing. The goblin's covered to blood head to toe. And he's got his feet in some sort of cauldron like he's washing it. There's this Minotaur also covered in blood, drawing with the
face.
blood on,
Yeah,
whatever.
just our
drawing
face.
with
This is like-
blood on some artwork. And
I
they're
was
just
done the
like,
art.
they're very comfortable just chilling in and amongst the chaos and death. Now, if you're a knight who's just been woken up and you've been told that monsters are here but they didn't do it, and you step into the scene, is your thought, well, these people are being weirdly disrespectful, or holy shit, Shenanigans has done it again. The monsters are back. This is a trap. The cleric is here to kill me and elect a kobold to my position. My god.
Just
Well,
roll
what's his
for initiative,
interwisdom?
Neal. Just roll for initiative.
Just roll for initiative.
Hey,
Thank
Let's
you.
kill a knight. If you want us to kill a knight, all right, let's go.
Easy.
Well, I'm not taking part in the combat.
All right,
Really?
the knight rolls a
Even
13.
You better.
Non-threatening? Yo, you're the worst party member
The
today.
knight has full legal authority just to murder us. When
You don't help us brew our tea. You don't help us in the fight. Who is this character? Where's his loyalty lie?
This man.
Right? Yo, the Minotaur and the Goblin
Terran.
are more
Loyalty is the
like
Terran.
bros than you. Okay?
You are more.
Like loyalty is the terrorist.
Monster Bros.
Not a farming.
Monster bros.
Can I get an initiative roll from the Minotaur as well?
Oh god. Okay.
Click your token, press initiative.
Yeah, I'm just debating if I just like attempt to kill a knight.
Yeah, we do.
Dude,
Dude, we're
Oh my god.
I
We're
would say-
level 1, aren't we?
two.
All right, now I'm confident. Let's do it.
oh my
Okay.
I have more
goodness.
HP than you.
And it was obvious that he was like being threatening to us, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can see the horror on his face as he looks into the
This
room, and the
racist
goblin's taking
knight
like
is gonna die. All right, I'm ready. You've convinced me.
If he
Neal.
lives, I'm probably going to
What is this?
arrested.
Forgive me for my violent NPCs. I'm an American. I come from the land of shoot first, ask questions later.
What is this aggressive action?
Yeah, felt this was going to happen the moment I went to get the guards.
Well,
and
the
you
sword
went
is
to get the
drawn.
guards!
Okay.
Because I wanted the crime dealt with. And you guys kept escalating.
The sword is drawn. The knight steps in, aghast, shocked at the carnage before him. And it's clear that he's going to attack you, but he needs a moment to just process the horror of the situation in front of him, which is why you guys get the drop on the knight.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to attack a knight?
With my feet marinating gently in the goblin spice milk, I
I think that makes you faster,
I
too.
say, goblin spice milk, sir.
Why they have blood on their faces? What have you done?
Art.
What the?
I like raise my cup.
Desecration!
Cheers.
It's desecration, sir!
We have
My
made sure
holy
no one has
Terran, what have you
entered.
done?
Nobody has entered.
We held down the fort, and I passed my turn.
Mark?
Seeing the goblin do that, I'll hold my shit too. Instead of trying to immediately murder a knight.
The knight steps forward, aghast. What have you done? What are you monsters?
I'm a goblin, and he's a
I am a poet.
cowman.
He comes
Has
for
our
the
friend
Minotaur.
touched you, or are you the person who've done this?
He raises his sword and approaches the Minotaur and makes an attack roll. He rolls a natural 20. Holy shit! It's a modified 25. What's your AC?
Not good.
Oh god,
14.
he clears by 10, doesn't he?
We
Probably.
got your natural
Oh,
AC
God.
of 15. I think.
Oh god,
He's gonna kill a poet. It's horrible.
he's gonna
This is
kill
why
an
there's
artist.
no art in this is why there's no art in Arcadia, Neal. Because you have
Actually,
your
Koibu's
knights
the
will
hub
do
of
this,
art.
okay?
It's the artist shadow of
Roll up
Koibu.
and kill all the artists.
Wow. Neal hates art. This is why he doesn't know
Neil
math
hates
is a
blood
factor.
art specifically. He hates blood art.
22 damage.
Oh
right
my god.
off the bat.
I'm full dead. I'm instantly dead.
He
Like,
runs
past
you
-10.
through the throat
Yep.
and
Wow, this is
approaches the
one racist
goblin.
night.
Goblin, roll initiative. What is happening?
I'll just immediately start screaming at the top of my lungs. Here's initiative.
Okay, go for it. To spend your turn screaming.
I draw my blade.
Uh-huh.
This man has killed. I draw both of my blades. This man has killed a poet
Uh-huh.
and
An
an
artist? Yeah.
artist. I'm gonna take a swing. That's miss. Swing.
Holy shit, the 18 will hit. You managed to stab the knight past in that spot underneath the chainmail, or underneath the breastplate where the chainmail doesn't quite cover. You pierce through the leather and hit the knight's flesh with your weapon for a shit ton of damage. Holy crap.
I'm gonna
Nice.
whisper in his ear, bastard.
The
We
knight.
bonded before I died.
I know. That was the most bonding two of our player characters have had in a long time. And I feel a little bad about ending it, but I don't have any options here, guys. My hands are tied. My hands are tied.
It was time. It was time.
You had every chance.
You bring the knight down to half HP. He stumbles backwards. He calls help to his guards out there who will roll into initiative the next round. The
I'll
knight
come
takes his turn. He raises his sword, brings it down towards the goblin's head with a 21 to hit. Natural 17.
It's
20. It's a hit? Yes.
that does clear by 5.
That's all right. It's only a natural 17.
Okay.
He does 9 points of damage with his arming sword as he
Not even
slashes
close.
into you. He gets his second attack because, of course, the knight is a specialist fighter and rolls another 22. Same roll, 17. The knight is on a fucking roll here for 10 points of damage this time.
Okay, yeah, well, that takes me down.
The goblin goes down. The knight whirls to face the cleric of Terran who showed up, bringing him to the scene. You're with these people? He proclaims in
You can
horror.
ask Desmond of the Shenanigans, sir. I was
You're
just
with
texting.
them, though, aren't you? And he levels his blade at your face.
I surrender, sir.
Take him, he says to the guards, as you are dragged off to the prisons and
Okay.
left in the dungeons.
Okay.
We're gonna take a break and figure out what to do next because clearly our session's already over and it's only less than an hour into our game.
Man, you really,
So-
really don't like poets.
I love poets,
No, you
but
don't.
what options did you leave me with? What am I supposed to do?
Kill the whole party.
I-
We didn't attack. We didn't even do aggressive actions.
You
We didn't do
bathed in the
anything.
blood of these
were
people.
sitting down
You
and giving
stole their
cheers.
supplies
It's
and
just a little
made
bathing.
spicy goblin milk and then put your feet in it.
It was
you
very
do
delicious.
And the knight's reaction is to charge into all of this and kill.
Yes,
We
absolutely,
absolutely.
absolutely. If you come across a murder scene where people are bathing in the blood, you take aggressive and violent actions
We're not
regardless of
bathing
the
in the
story that you
blood.
said earlier. See you guys on the other side of our break.